Happy Wednesday. I'm going to sit here quietly for a few minutes. There's been a lot of energy coming in today. I don't know what you guys have experienced with the lunar eclipse, but it's definitely settling in with me. And so wherever this wants to go today, there's a part of me that's showing up that I am not that accustomed to working with. So this is going to be new today. So I'm going to do this whether I'm on my own or whether someone joins me. I hope that a few will join me because I love the energy. It is Wednesday. We are still physical, aren't we? We woke up this morning, we're still kicking. It's a difficult time, with this more storm activity coming in. So let's send out some positive energy. Hello, whoever's joined me. I'm just going to wait here patiently for a few minutes and see if we can get a few to join live. Let me know how you're doing today. How is the world treating you today? How does it feel? It's been a very intense time. Hi, Andrea. It's been a very intense time for many of us for the past few months, and it doesn't seem like it's lightening up at all. So I've been getting a message this morning called The Labyrinth of Self, and this is all going to be about moving your way through the labyrinth. You are so, each one of us, we're very lost in that puzzle of who we really are. And so this is all about that today. So if you're interested, just stick around. We're going to see what wants to come out today. And it usually evolves as we get more people coming in. So I'm just going to try to take it slow and easy today. See where we're going with it. I see a heart. Thank you for joining me. Be easy. Be easy on yourself for just a few minutes. Give yourself 15, 20 minutes just to breathe, to be still. Solitude is so important right now. It's so important to get back in tune with your truth. Hi, Stacy, Lynn, Gary, nice to see you this morning. So important to get back into alignment with who you really are. I know you're getting bombarded. We got all the politics in our face today. We've got a hurricane, and there's so much. I started my day the wrong way. I started looking at all the different events that are happening in the news, and I was like, it's so painful to see these things happening. So I hope that you'll take a few minutes to step aside. Take all of that stuff, just put it on the back burner for a few minutes. Because the truth is each one of us can rise above it and see it from a different angle, see it from a higher frequency. When you do that, you can see how all of these things are puzzle pieces. They're falling into place. The energy that is created from those, what you would call negative influences on the planet right now, it's coming bigger and stronger because it's trying to work its way out. So I hope that you can hear me when I say that these things that are just screaming in your face, that are making you crazy. Hi, Carrie. They're really just, it's old energy. It's afraid. It's losing ground. And it's kicking and screaming. So take a minute to rise above it with me. Yeah, Washington didn't hurt quite as much. It is, in Tennessee, it's kind of difficult, isn't it? I need, and we all need, to work our way through I always ask for 3 words, and what they gave me this morning was the labyrinth of self. You are accustomed to looking in the mirror. You're accustomed to taking care of this self, this being that you appear to be to the world. The reminder this morning is that you're so much more than that. You're so much more powerful. You're so much more appreciated, so loved. And so we're just going to take a few minutes, anyone that wants to join me, to remember that and to remember to begin to step away from those ingrained, those things that you've been taught, the limitations that you've been taught about yourself, about others. One thing that's coming through very strongly, hi Melanie Garnier, it's nice to see you also. The one big message that keeps coming in that's very important to keep remembering for each one of us, because I fall into it too, is that there are many beings on the planet right now that are not in alignment with what you feel should be happening, right? You see them all over the news, everywhere. It's all around you. Remembering that the truth is that if you truly believe in oneness, you believe that we are all connected, that we all eventually come from the same source, then you have to remember that everyone that you're looking at is that, and everything that you look at, is actually a part of you. Oneness means that we are all connected, that we are all a part of one huge source, and that even though these different little pieces decide to go off into different directions, and sometimes they are very, very young souls, they're very new to this planet, to the energy, and so they are perceiving things at a very low frequency. That's where they are on the path. And no matter how much we try to talk to them, no matter how much we try to convince them to see things differently, they are incapable at this point to move beyond where they are. They are doing the best they can with what they have to work with. And many times, I still believe that souls will come in. Sorry, I've got this frog in my throat. Souls will come in to teach. We're all here to teach. We're all here to be students. We're learning through this whole experience. And so you'll see some characters on the planet that can come off very loud and try to force their way on other people. And the energy that they're creating can feel very stifling. They're here to awaken, just like the rest of us. They're here to awaken some of us into, or many, into a different pattern, a different way of looking at things. And in order for us to actually see that we need to make change, we need these beings to come into the planet to awaken us, to open our eyes and say, oh my gosh, I was kind of sleeping through that thing that's been going on in the world. Now I'm awake, I can see it. So I hope that you can hear me when I say that. Hi, Sandy Van D. So the way that the 3 words today are a labyrinth of self. Who do you see when you look in the mirror? And when you look in the mirror, is that all you see? Can you see that you are greater? Can you see that there is more to you than this? Yes, narcissism is very much a life lesson. It's here to teach us. It's here. I really feel like this big movement of narcissism, Stacy, is like, it's an eye-opener for us to go. I mean, I've been in it since I was very small. I dealt with it through family, and so I kept seeing it, and I just didn't understand it. I was like, why can he not see things the way that I see it? You know, why are these people, they don't have the compassion, they can't seem to see things through the eyes of anyone else. They're just so limited in their capacity. And we go right back to baby soul. You know, they're trying to learn. They're here to learn. We've all been through it. All of us have gone through lifetimes where we've gone through a very low vibrational experience many times, over and over. And we kept building on our experiences and learning. And remember that there are many souls that just aren't there yet. So it's really just having compassion. No matter what, we have to find compassion. Fighting, trying to force what we see down their throats is never going to work. It'll only cause them to get more riled up. They cannot get there. It's like taking a kindergartner and expecting him to do college level work. They are not ready for it yet. And they are here learning through the experiences that they are having. And whether we agree with what they're saying or not, we still have to find love. Hi, Terry Griffin. Sorry, Griffin. my eyes are not functioning and my brain is not connected right now. It is so tough to navigate through. Stacy, you're so right, because there's days when I want to cry all day. I look at the world and the things that are going on, and it's just, I want to see children. I want to see everyone with a warm home to live in. I want to see food in every belly. I want to see abundance for everyone, not just a chosen few. I want to see a world where we look upon each other with compassion, empathy, and love. That's what I want to see. That's my vision. And I believe that it's very, very important. Please know that we're coming back to that. We're going to full circle. You are a powerful being. And so instead of focusing on what you don't want to see on the planet, remember that you have to focus on what you do want to see on the planet. Because you're so powerful, and we're in such a powerful energy right now, if we continue to focus on all those things that we don't want to see, we are a part of the problem. We become the creators of the negativity. So it's so important to keep coming back and reminding one another. I need the reminders too. Sometimes I need somebody to say, hey, you're really stuck in your ego right now. Come back. And I have this one son who is so good at reminding me when I get too much, when I start to get angry with people for cutting me off, or I'm not the best when I'm trying to drive through this town because it can be a very difficult little town to drive through. There's just so much going on. People walking around. It's such a touristy area. It can get super crowded. It can be very difficult to get places. And that's where that very, very egoic part of me can get very impatient with people. And if he's in the car with me, he's going to remind me every time. And I realized recently, we're sitting in the car and I said, oh, I know what this is. His birthday is October 16th and mine is October 17th. We are both solid Libras. We look at the world, no matter what anybody says, we're going to balance it out and look at the opposite. So whenever, even though I might have a reason, somebody cut me off and almost caused an accident, and I kind of have a reason for that little bit of a meltdown, he will always see the other side and will always point it out to me. And I realize as I'm watching him, I'm like, oh my gosh, I must really drive people crazy sometimes. Because I realize that he and I are so much alike that I do it all the time. Somebody will say one thing and I will always look at the other side. Always see both sides of the story. And even with me, it drives my own self crazy. Because even though I want to be angry, or it's like I'll go back and go, oh yeah, but you need to remember this about this person. And so it's very confusing being a Libra. Todd McLaughlin, thank you for joining us. So glad some of you have popped in. Really, when I started, I don't really have any idea where it's going. I'll slow down. I just want to be here and be present with you all today and support you. And whatever you're going through, this is a very, very tough sea to navigate. We are definitely going very heavily into the ending of a very old energy and into a new energy, and there are more and more that are waking up into that new energy, and there are still many that are in the old energy as it kicks and screams its way out of our existence. I don't know how long it's going to take. I get very frustrated right along with everyone else. So I'm here to remind you to keep holding on. Keep finding that focus. Keep going into that core of you, that center. Find love, find compassion, no matter who it is, and I will tell you that it does shift in your life. When it seems like, wow, there's so much going around, you pull it back and you find compassion, and you look at other people and you just try to love them even though they disagree, because they are a part of me. We are all connected. That is another layer of myself. And as I give it less focus, as I let go of my anger or unrest or whatever it is that I've got, it presents itself less often to me. Make sense? So if I'm continuing to, have a little bit of road rage when I'm out, it's like everybody's cutting me off. Everybody's giving me a hard time on the road. And the moment I stop being that way and I start just finding compassion, you know what the difference is? Hi, Julie Kiss. Here's the difference. I remember one time, I'm going to take it back to when I really noticed that this changed things. There was a time a couple of years ago where I went to Boston right at Thanksgiving time. Oh gosh, what a crazy idea that was. And I wanted to get home to my kids for Thanksgiving, and I'm driving on Thanksgiving Day towards Rochester, New York, which is where all of them were at that point. And there is so much traffic, I can't get anywhere. Everyone is trying to get someplace that day. Boston area and on through into New York State can be very busy traffic. And I was just getting so frustrated I couldn't get anywhere. And I was getting kind of angry. I was like, please, desperate, I want to get home to my kids. And I stopped all of a sudden. We're in this neck and neck traffic. I wasn't moving. And all of a sudden, instead of just looking at the cars that were around me, I stopped to look in the windows. And I looked at the people's faces, and I saw little kids in the back seat that were kind of getting impatient, and the parents were just like, oh, please, I got to get out of this traffic. My kids are driving me crazy. And when I started paying attention to the people in their faces, and maybe every now and then looking over and just giving somebody a smile, it shifted the energy in me. I realized that they were all just trying to get home to their families too. It's not just a bunch of cars out there, it's people. So I'm doing that practice more often when I get frustrated, is looking at the person trying to understand and find compassion for what they're going through. We're going into a very busy season again. Here we go, right back into the holidays. There's going to be a lot more frustration on the roads. There's a lot of stress. People get all wiggy about shopping and doing all these things instead of just focusing on the love. So it's going to be one of those experiences for us where we start to shift the way that we respond to those that are around us when they're impatient, when they're having a... Watch it sometimes. It's so cool. You go into Walmart and everybody's just... Walmart's the worst to me. I avoid it at all costs. But if I have to, if I have to, and I'm seeing all these people around me and they're so stressed and upset, if I can go back with me and take a big breath, kind of bring myself into that quiet place, I kind of put myself in a bubble and I slow down and I breathe. And I take it in and I just let myself come back into that place of peace and love and compassion. I notice that people around me will begin to calm down. I notice that suddenly it's like everything kind of goes, mood is calming down. Those poor little harried cashiers that are there. It's harried, not hairy. They might be hairy, but harried is the word. They sometimes they just need a smile. They just need to know that they are appreciated for the work that they're doing. And they're doing the best they can. And so it does help. We can help in these situations that we're in by remembering to maintain that energy of who we are. You are this beautiful being of love and light. And as you find your way out of that labyrinth of self, the one that's maybe not feeling really great, the one that's affected by the energies, the one that is maybe exhausted or has a headache or is feeling a little dizzy or hangry. Hangry is a big one for me. Whatever it might be. Within that labyrinth of all the different, and it includes something even bigger. I don't know how many of you want to go into that, but the labyrinth for me is more and more as the Akash begins to open up to us more and more, we begin to feel, see, hear these voices of our own selves, different layers of who I am. And I can get so buried in all those different layers, it's like I'm lost in that labyrinth. I can't quite find my way out. I'll find myself here, and I'll find myself there, and I'll find myself there, in different versions of me. And while it's beautiful, I am being reminded this morning that they are all stories. I have created many stories of me. And when they start all popping up, it can be like a puzzle, and I can get lost in it. And so this morning, my reminder to you and to myself, and the reminder that my guides gave to me is slow down, be still, and remember that you, the truth of who you are, is outside of the labyrinth. You are not in that labyrinth of self at all. Those are your creations. You're working with them. You're playing the game. You're writing the stories, and they're beautiful. And you are much appreciated for the work that you are doing in those stories, in that labyrinth. But remember that the greatest part of you is not in the self. It's that beautiful collective energy, that way up here, vibrational you. That's the part of you that can rise above all of the stories. And create that energy of the best word is creation. You are the one that is creating all these stories. And you are the one that can shift the stories. And you're the one that puts yourself in the right place at the right time so that somebody who just needs that smile that day, somebody who needs a little bit of compassion, needs to be seen or heard, you can be there in that moment. In those tiny moments, those little tiny, every little life that you touch, that you help to lift up into a higher frequency, is a ripple that creates this massive effect that goes all the way around the planet. It's just every little. You don't have to feel like you got to save the whole world. Who crossed your path today? Who is about to cross your path? Who needs that smile? Who needs that compassion? Who needs you to reach out maybe just a little bit to let them know that they're okay? That this life is not so serious that we have to just be in constant fear and worry, that we can rise above it. So I applaud you for being here on the planet, magnificent souls that choose to come down here and be this little story. And remember that you're greater than the story today. And that's the reminder that they wanted to bring in today. I don't want to spend a huge... Stacy, I refuse to go to Walmart unless absolutely necessary. Carrie does it. That's what Steve used to do for me. I don't got Steve here, so sometimes I've still got to... I go very rarely. The Walmart here is the busiest Walmart in the nation. It's insane. Absolute crazy. So I avoid it. If I've got to go to Walmart, I go to another town. Or I'll order ahead and have them bring it to my car. It's crazy. So I'm with you on that. It's just not my favorite place. So why don't we just for a minute, just feel yourself in a quiet place. That's why I'm here for you. I want you just to feel yourself outside of the labyrinth today. Take a big breath. Yeah, if you haven't experienced Gatlinburg, you should. Maybe you shouldn't. No, the mountains around it are magnificent, Stacy. It just gets crazy. It really does. Take a big breath, though. Let's not even think about it for a minute. No Walmart. Just erase it off your chalkboard for a second and just have a big empty board in front of you. Take your eraser, wipe it all away. Everything that's going on in the news right now. Everything that's going on in your life that may be bringing you into fear or lower vibrational energy, I want you to see yourself just cleaning that board. You've got the most beautiful, clean blackboard in front of you. Imagine that. Did you ever get to do that for your teacher where you took the wet cloth or erasers or whatever it was and you cleaned it just spotless so they could start fresh? Start fresh with your own board today. Take it all away. Can you visualize yourself doing that? Use that beautiful imagination. And I want you to feel, once that board is clean, I want you to feel in your hand there's a piece of chalk. You could have a whole bunch of chalk, different colors, whatever you want to create. I love to color on a chalkboard. I've done that for a while. Now see yourself with these beautiful colors in your hand and a big empty chalkboard before you. And this is your space. It's only yours. Nobody else can write anything on the board. This is only yours. So make sure that whatever you put on this board today, it comes from your heart. It comes from the deep place within you, the truth of who you are. And what would you like to create in your life today? I find that it's important to not focus on physical things when we do this. You focus on what the feelings that you want to create, the energy that you want to create. I want the energy of love. I want the energy of compassion and empathy and newness. Adventure sounds good. What would you like to put on yours? Maybe throw a little scenery. Maybe I could imagine myself on a beautiful beach, warm. So begin to write things on that board. And if you get anything up there and it doesn't feel quite like it fits, you just erase it away. It doesn't have to stay. This is all under your control. And continue to breathe. Feel that energy as it comes into the space. We're calling in all of your guides, your beautiful team, whatever you'd like to call them. They are entering all around you right now. Loved ones, ancestors, angels, ascended masters, whatever you'd like to call them is okay. You can just call them your team if you'd like. So as you're sitting in that space and you're looking at that chalkboard, you feel this energy come up behind you and wrap you in a beautiful energy hug. And breathe from your toes all the way up. Feel that energy coming up your feet, into your legs, and into the base of your spine, feeling that beautiful energy moving easily, flowing easily as you're releasing those things that no longer serve you. It's all erased away. You're just letting it go, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing that forehead. Wherever you're feeling any kind of stress in your body, you're relaxing it, letting it go. If there's any energy of illness or disease or weakness in your body, asking for your team to come in. You have a healing team, each one of us does, asking them to help with that. And you just point them in the right direction. Just say, hey, I'm having a lot of pain in my right hip or my stomach or wherever it might be. Could you help me with this today? And they always do. Feeling that energy moving through the body, lighting up every cell. As it moves on up through those energy centers, see your spine straight and strong. It's like cleaning house today. We're getting grounded, centered, clear. Say those three things. Grounded, centered, clear. The energy comes straight up your spine and it's lighting you up, allowing for this beautiful truth of who you are to light up with it. Who am I? Ask, who am I? I am that I am that I am. I don't need adjectives. I am. All the way up through the heart now. Take a big breath. Focus on that chalkboard. What are you creating? Feel that love if you've asked for it. Feel that compassion. Feel it enter. Feel it filling you right up. Hi, Tammy. I'm taking another big breath. Beautiful energy this morning. Now feel the energy coming into your throat. You might feel you need a big yawn. Stretch that neck up. Let that chakra right there in your throat, let it just open. You don't need to hold it back. You don't need to be quiet or hushed. You can speak your truth. It's time. Wow, big opening in the throat right now. Somebody's getting that. It's reclaiming your power today. Please reclaim your power. Don't give it away. So the energy's coming up in the heart. If you take a big breath, big energy right in the core. Take a big breath and pull it all the way up, balancing your ears, allowing for that dizziness to go away, that vertigo. Bye. Don't want it anymore. Let yourself get perfectly balanced, coming back into alignment like a compass. All of you just comes right back into center. And through that third eye, through the brow, allowing you to see more, hear more, know your truth. Feel that knowing come through. I just know it. I don't know why, but I just know it. So it's such a beautiful feeling. Coming up into the crown, opening that crown up. Now, I want you to see yourself taking, you've got this cord, it's like an extension cord, and I want you to take it as it comes up and pull it up high and plug yourself right into that beautiful little box right above you. You can see it. Plug yourself in. Completely tuned in today to your higher self, to the truth of who you are, stepping out of the labyrinth and being in that higher place and plugging yourself right in so you have this beautiful connection. Just imagine that. It's all in your intention. So as you see yourself plugging in, your intention is like this mystical, beautiful, magical trick. It just puts you into better alignment. All of a sudden, your eyes light up and you're like, oh, there I am. There I am. That's me. Remembering who you really are today. Beautiful. Perfect. Feel that energy coming in. And all the way back down through. Feel it just go into every cell of your body now. You're lighting up like a Christmas tree. So beautiful. Now, whoever it is that you've got on your mind that's needing some healing energy or some clearing or whatever they've got going, if you know anyone that needs that healing scent, I want you to take a big breath, and I want you to focus your energy on them right now. Perfect. Well done. Do that every time you feel that excessive energy in your body. It's like, whoa, it's so beautiful. You're like electric. Take it, that excess, and send it. You can go right to planet Earth. General can go over to Florida, to anyone that's in Florida right now. Anyone that's looking at this storm coming at them again, let's send some. Just for a second, can everyone please focus on that hurricane or tropical storm that's coming towards Florida, and send love to it. Send peace, calming the storms. Sending healing and loving energy to everyone that's being affected at the same time. Beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful energy. Well done. One more big breath. I want you to close that energy in now, what you've got, allowing yourself to be wrapped in a beautiful bubble of protection. Take a big breath. Pull all of your energy back in. Nice. Very well done. Cutting all cords between us, allowing each one of us to be back in our own energy. Very, very, very good. Feeling your feet, feeling yourself come back into wakefulness. If you were kind of zoning out, come back to us. And enjoy this energy that you are all wrapped in. It's right in this bubble. You're just filled with it right now. Float in it. Just enjoy it. And allow it as you're going out into the world. Like little tendrils touching those around you, whether they know you or not. You'll see smiles on faces, I promise you. Pay attention. Enjoy this beautiful day. Here in the mountains, we got sunshine and warm temperatures. I'm going to get out there and enjoy it because it looks like little winter weather coming back this weekend. Please enjoy yourselves today. I love you guys so much. I will see you again soon. Take very good care of yourselves today. Take care. Bye.